The blood moon tetrads and the signs of the heavens. I think we can all agree that no one knows the end of time. No one knows that time. Now, when I go looking for the signs in my Bible, when I go looking where they tell me to look, Joel, I will show you wonders in heaven and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the coming of the great and awesome day of the Lord. Acts, I will show wonders in heaven and in the earth below, fire and blood and vapors of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the coming of the great and awesome day of the Lord. These two scriptures almost identically mirror each other. And they are giving me warning signs. When I'm looking for them, this is where they are telling me to look. And when I go looking, I actually found them. And it has to do with the natural occurrence of blood moons and solar eclipses. Not of an asteroid impacting the Earth and blacking out the sun. Because if it blacked out the sun, you wouldn't even be able to see the moon. It wouldn't look as blood. I'm talking of natural events that they would have known about and planned for. Would have known that this was going to happen. Now, some of you may say, well, what's the big deal with these tetrads and the blood moons? Well, you can decide for yourself if it's garbage or if it means something, but to me, it means everything. I went to my Bible looking, and it told me to look for the sun to be darkened and the moon to be blood. And when I went looking, I found a pattern beyond all patterns that is jaw-dropping. This tetrad sequence is so rare that for it to fall on Christmas and Thanksgiving, 2 blood moons would be very rare. Well, imagine if you had 4 holidays in a row that every single one of them landed on this blood moon. Would you begin to think that somebody along the lines knew about this and planned this? Yes. And that is exactly what has been done here with the Jewish faith and tradition. At this point in time, and only at this point in time, this is very significant for some reason. To bring you up to speed here, in 1948, Israel became a nation. In 1949, it entered the UN. That is huge for Israel because it was born. A tetrad took place there. Okay? The next huge event for Israel was the 6-Day War. They recaptured Jerusalem. There was a tetrad then as well. Now, we have this next tetrad, final tetrad, taking place 2014, 2015. What is going to take place with Israel? I would say it's safe to say keep your eyes on this temple and everything going on with Israel right now. For the confusion out there, for the people that may be Jewish that are looking at this as well, what I'm getting at is the elitists, the Khazars, the Zionist Jews that are planning and plotting this whole thing out and have been for thousands of years, that have hijacked Judaism as a cover. Just like Bill Clinton and George Bush are really not Christians, I assure you. They are all part of the same faith. And in that faith, it has a basis based on this Judaism. That this calendar system that you can see right here, a 5774, 5775, 5776, is different than our Gregorian calendar that we use now. And will be in 2014, 2015. Now, what is so rare is that this hybrid eclipse that happened November 3rd, before this tetrad, is only the 8th of its kind since Christ. Okay? In this tetrad that is taking place is falling on Jewish holidays every single time. The Passover and Sukkot tabernacles. This is like it falling on the 4th of July, Thanksgiving, and Christmas every time. You see what I'm saying? It's set up that way. It's not a coincidence. But after this last tetrad takes place, this will not happen again for another 500 years. These blood moons are falling perfectly on these feast days, these Jewish feast days. And after the sequence, this will not happen again for another 500 years. I'm telling you, something is in the works to change everything here. After this time frame. Also, in my Bible, it is the only other place where I've heard the reference of a time and half a time so many times. 42 months. 3.5 years. Well, lo and behold, if you go from the dead center of this tetrad 42 months, you land at another marker in the heavens, the central blood moon of this triad that takes place after the tetrad. Exactly 42 months after the dead center of this tetrad. What are the odds of the timing? And right in the middle of all four of these tetrads, in the middle, you have March 20th, 2015, a perfect, solid eclipse taking place. Right in the middle, you have the sun being turned black, the perfect eclipse, and all around it, blood moons. And then you have the time, and half of times falling exactly on another blood moon. The time scale, the signs in the heavens, they are all there for right now, what is about to unfold ahead of us. And they know this. They have known this. That is the secret that they are keeping from people, from society. They know of this time scale. They know of these signs in the heavens. And they're not making a big deal of it and saying much because they really don't want you to know. You're going to know all right soon enough. And I'd rather you find out about their way now instead of when it's too late. Okay? See that these have meaning, spiritual meaning to these people. That the sequence of events has spiritual meaning to these people. That is very significant. Very significant. And when I go to my Bible looking for signs, it tells me to look to the heavens. And I found them. And I'm sharing them with you. I will do an update on this series. Eyes to the skies, guys. This has been Dabu 7. Eyes open.